YouTube. It's Lady Vet with the second episode recap of Power Book 3 Raising Kanan, Season 3. In the vein of keeping it real, I must say that I found this episode to be disappointing. It seemed to me that the episode moved in slow motion and the scenes were somewhat disjointed compared to the first episode. But the good news is that I do expect that moving forward will be more of what we're used to. So let's get on with it as we see Unique and Rock still kicking it. They had a butter pecan ice cream moment while Unique checked Rock on not being able to get comfortable at her house. His idea was short-lived when Rock told him that no one will be getting comfortable at her house other than she and Kanan. During their ice cream moment, a gang of guys busted through the kitchen door, put a bag on their heads, and transported them to an unknown location. Marvin chilled with Lulu at the club. Louis on his south side shout out, and of course, more alcohol. The thing is, Lulu appears to be the only one drinking along with his two ladies. Yes, Lou is probably going to be angry with Rock for the rest of his life. So Lou sent a shout out for more alcohol to dull his pain. Meanwhile, Marvin is looking at two random guys looking at him. Finally, Rock and Unique reached their destination, and after the bags were removed, they were staring at Stefano. When Rock asked Stefano what was going on, Stefano wanted to know who was the other guy. Unique introduced himself, and Stefano said that he was priceless. Stefano had his guys sit Unique down. Now with an audience, Stefano put on a show about the Moolies getting the best nicknames. After some more banter about nicknames, Stefano asked Unique if he had a nickname for him. Unique asked if he wanted him to be his daddy and give him a name. This earned Unique a slap for disrespect. Strangely enough, Stefano said that Sal said Unique had a mouth on him. Wait, I thought that Stefano didn't know who Unique was. Stefano asked Rock if she and Unique were an item, but Rock wanted to talk about him coming through her kitchen door. So Stefano told his guys to leave him with Rock, but take Unique with them. Just before leaving, Unique told him that his nickname is Little Linguini. Back at the club, Lulu and his two ladies are having a good time when Lou accidentally hit the drink tray. And of course, Lulu blamed the waiter and wanted to fight the guy until Marvin pulled him off of him. Lulu should have blamed it on the alcohol. Nevertheless, Marvin told him to sit tight and not start any more trouble. Rock and Stefano visited his human incinerator, burning bodies at 3,000 degrees. Stefano explained that his heating system helps to rid many of his problems. Now, Rock wasn't clear of the seriousness of the request, so Stefano broke it down for her. According to Stefano, it's simple. They have a rule that thou shalt not whack another boss. So since they have the same enemy, Rock is given the order to kill Sal. At first, Rock thought, no, I'm going to have a sit down with Sal, work everything out, and that's it, because she is claiming to be out of the game. Yet another lie from Rock. Stefano disagreed and told Rock if she don't do it, he and the rest of the other families will line up with Sal and kill her and everyone that she cares about. And they will start tonight with her and Unique. Given no choice, Rock asked Stefano to keep talking. They agreed that when Rock do this, all her Italian problems are over. Marvin led the random guys to the men's room, only to find out that they supposedly mistook him for a drug dealer. Based on Marvin's history of selling drugs to cops, why would Marvin admit to strangers that he sells drugs? Why would he give them his contact information? Clearly, he doesn't know these guys from a can of paint. Marvin was so busy considering these guys for the type to stereotype, he forgot that there are feds everywhere since the Italian bloodbath. As the memorial was underway for Shannon Burke, Jukebox watched from a distance. After all, Burke had Jukebox back a few times, and Jukebox warned her that her people were coming for her. If nothing else, Juke is realizing how cops move. Jukebox walked away after the group assembled, but not before noticing Malcolm and the chief embrace. Kanan was waiting for Famous, who forgot something, and noticed a new tenant in the hallway doing business with the local guys. So Kanan thought that maybe he had work for them. Kanan asked Famous who was the guy who lived in Palomar's old apartment, and were they slinging? Of course, Famous didn't know. Kanan told Famous that they need the money because he's not going back to his mother's house. Detective Howard, Burke's partner and orchestrator of the suicide, was the main speaker during Burke's memorial. Howard drew the audience in with his kind words and memorable moments of his time with Burke. He spoke of her questioning and challenging him, but overall, he said that Burke helped him become a better man. He wished that Burke could accept how much she meant to all of them, and that she knew how good she was. Howard sounded as if he believed himself. Marvin and Rock met to talk about the Baselli kill. Marvin told Rock that a couple of keys were left over from Baisley and wanted to know if he could move the weight and give her some money. But Rock told him to keep it for himself. Rock told Marvin that the Italians just find loopholes to stab each other in the back. Rock would get the details from Stefano for the Baselli hit and let Marvin know. Detective Howard sat alone during Burke's repast, later joined by the captain, who told Howard that he spoke well of Burke considering she was trying to dead his career. He told Howard that he doesn't know why Burke killed herself, but if he dig up anything dirty on Burke, he wants to be the first to know. Howard asked where was IAD at on the case. Nothing yet. But according to the captain, it's in everyone's best interest, especially Burke's family, that the case is closed as soon as possible. Jukebox left the gathering of Burke's memorial and went to the military recruiter's office. Jukebox pressed the military recruiter to sign her up, and she wanted to go now. What could possibly be the reason for Jukebox wanting an immediate exit from the South Side? The recruiter explained to Jukebox that it's not sign and go. She would need to take a series of tests and pass a medical evaluation. Jukebox was not happy, but she put her name on the list to apply. After Burke's memorial, Adina approached Burke's dad to tell him what she knows, but he interrupted her by telling her that he knows who she is and he doesn't have anything to say to her and that she shouldn't be there. Adina told him that there's something that he needs to know. Burke's dad told her that whatever they were doing is a big part of why Shannon did what she did. Adina looked up to see Howard staring at her, and she quickly walked away. Kanan and Famous headed to Famous's place to find the same guy outside the building offering work to the local guys. The guy asked who wanted to make some money and noticed Kanan and Famous and asked them directly. Kanan asked about the job, and the guy told him that it was about courier services. They asked him about the pay and how many jobs are in a day. Finally, the guy said that he was not playing 20 questions with them. He asked if they wanted the job or not. They passed, but Kanan asked, "Who is the guy?" He responded, "Paul." Kanan told Famous that everyone has their hustle and that they just need to find theirs. At the Vaselli home, Teresa and Sal discussed the baby's outfits for the christening ceremony and was interrupted by Sal's guy telling him that the feds are at his house. Sal says so. Now we witness an unlikely duo, Marvin and James Bingham. Were kicking it over a beer when Laverne came home. Marvin and James looked like they knew each other for years when James told Laverne that his golf buddy told him about a new addition that he thought would be great for Laverne. He tried to give Jukebox the info, but Juke said that she's not singing anymore. Marvin asked Jukebox, when did she stop singing? But Juke didn't answer. Then James told Jukebox that he knows Nicole would want him to share that information with her because she thought the world of Jukebox's voice. Marvin asked Jukebox why wouldn't she want to sing, but Jukebox insisted that she doesn't sing anymore. Sal sat comfortably with cigar in hand, listening to a lead agent from an organized crime task force tell him that by law he was obligated to inform Sal that they have picked up significant chatter among his colleagues about an assassination plot targeting him. Sal told him that he owns a bowling alley. Who would want to assassinate him? The guy that cleaned the balls? The agent told Sal that their intel is rock solid and his friends want him dead. They assured Sal that this is nothing to do with his bowling alley, and if he cooperated with them in their investigation, they could offer he and his family a lifeline. Sal told them that they know where the door is. Sal knew what time it was. Unique came home to a paranoid Vanessa, telling him that she needs to talk to him, while Ronnie was quietly ironing. They went to the bedroom where Vanessa told Unique that she doesn't feel safe with Ronnie and that it wasn't just her. She said that Jerome went downstairs the other night to get a glass of water and Ronnie was sitting on the couch in the dark staring at the TV. Unique said that Ronnie has always watched stories at night. Vanessa told Unique that the TV was not on. Unique said it's temporary. He's going to get both of them some work and Ronnie will be gone. Unique assured Vanessa that they were all good and they would be just fine. So, Unique, what is it about Ronnie that you already know and the rest of us are waiting to find out, to include Vanessa and Jerome? Kanan came outside of the building that he and Famous shared to find Mama Rock leaning on a new car. Rock asked Kanan about his thoughts, so Kanan said that he thought she likes trucks. Rock told him it's not hers, threw him the keys, and told him that it's his. Kanan said that he doesn't have a driver's license, but Rock told him that if he doesn't tell, neither will she. Rock is trying hard to win the heart of Kanan. They went for a test drive. Nice to see them together, even if it's for a few minutes. Detective Howard was watching the organized crime task force work directly in front of him in a separate office when the captain summoned him into his office for a meet with narcotics officer. He tells them the excitement is about dead Italians and the task force has set up shop in their precinct. The narcotics officer was not happy because his work was amplified. Howard offered his assistance for all things Southside. Howard left the captain's office looking paranoid and bothered. During the new car test drive, Kanan and Rock began to talk about Burke's death and what she thought might have happened. Rock told Kanan that police bother them and they deal with their own. Kanan pulled over, stopped the car, and asked Rock, "So they killed themselves like Scrappy?" Rock told Kanan, "Yes, like Scrappy." Kanan told Rock that the car is nice, but if he wants a ride, he will buy it himself. Kanan got out of the car, leaving Rock by herself. Looking for work for Ronnie and himself, Unique went to see the big fish, little linguini, who met Unusual himself, asking to what does he owe the pleasure. They had a brief class on rare fish and moved on to promote themselves as great conversationalists. Stefano told Unique that based on their last meet, he was surprised to see him come through his door. Unique told him that business is business and it's about making money and not friends. Stefano agreed and showed respect to Unique. They went out back, and Unique told him that he was eager to get back to work, and he knows that Stefano and his people got their hands on it. Unique asked if he could tap in and make moves with Stefano. Stefano asked if Rock knows that Unique came by. Unique said Rock is done. She's out, and she told him that this part of the game doesn't concern her anymore. Stefano said that Rock told him the same thing, but Stefano took it as BS. Stefano asked Unique if he believes Rock, but Unique said it's whether she believes herself, and they will let time decide. Stefano appreciated how Unique approached him with humility and grace. Then he explained to Unique that he had partners they would need to talk to, and Unique would need to get a thumbs up before they can move forward. Unique asked Stefano to point him in the right direction. He would greatly appreciate it. The meet ended on a good note between the good conversationalists. Kanan and some of the other guys sat outside kicking it when Kanan looked up and saw his new daddy, cop Detective Howard, ride by. No words were spoken, but I would imagine by now they would have established a code of their own, or perhaps that was the code. It was bittersweet to see Sal, the man who danced around to the tune of "Oh, What a Night," while bodies dropped in the South Side. Sal sat alone in his house looking at family pictures when Teresa joined him. She asked what's going on and what did the FBI say to him. Sal said nothing. They just had nothing better to do with their time. Sal reminded Teresa that he loved her. Marvin went to Lulu's place, needlessly, I'm afraid. Marvin knocked until Lou came to the door, appearing to be dealing with a hangover. Lou asked Marvin why he was banging on his door. Marvin told Lou that he needed his help tonight. Marvin asked Lou to look out, but Lou asked if it was for Rock and told Marvin that he can't mess with him. Good luck. Lou closed the door in Marvin's face, and Marvin left. For me, the highlight of the episode was Rock approaching Joaquin and Juliana. This meet was like none of the others. First, Rock let the Frisk man know that wasn't happening today. Then Rock was motioned to approach the table. She told them that she came to tell them that she was out of the game. Joaquin told Rock what everyone else had said or thought. Rock, what are you talking about? Stop playing. Or do you really want to believe this BS that you're saying? Rock told them that their business together is done. Juliana told Rock that they could easily find out if she has another supplier. Rock told Juliana that if she had another supplier, she would tell her because she's not afraid of her. Juliana began to speak Spanish to her cousin about Rock being a liar, but she could care less if Rock has another supplier. And what's the point of making an issue of it, was her cousin's thoughts. Juliana felt like they need to let Rock know who she's dealing with. Rock stepped to Juliana and responded to her in Spanish, ending with, "She's dealing with the same person that used to sell her Newports." Juliana looked dazed, and her cousin laughed, then wished Rock good luck and success from the both of them, and told Rock that their doors are always open and that they will be happy to see Rock if she changes her mind. Unique decided that it's time to take Ronnie for a night out at the club. As Unique glided by the doorman, Ronnie was stopped by a gesture of the hand, pushing him back. Ronnie told him that they were let in, but the door guy didn't care, and he pointed out that the dress code. Unique cleared up things, explaining that Ronnie just got out and that they are together. As Ronnie walked by the doorman, he said that things changed since he went in, convict, and get up to speed. Ronnie paused to hear every word. No doubt, Ronnie will get with him later. With no Lulu to look out, Marvin continued on to prepare for the task ahead. Marvin gathered the necessary resources for the job. He had one bit of a hiccup, a guard dog. Marvin checked that off his list, and he continued to collect the things that he needed. Like a mail truck, mail carrier's uniform, mail bag, and a cap. You know how Marvin get down. Back at the club with Unique and Ronnie, things got a poor start for Ronnie, so Unique tried to make it up to him. Unique sent a couple of ladies Ronnie's way to entertain him while he moved around. Well, that was until Ronnie had a terrible outburst when the ladies began to touch him. The ladies left Ronnie with the quickness. Unique made his way to Ronnie, sat down, and asked him if he was all right. Unique explained that it's just a night out and most guys would want to celebrate after being inside. Ronnie told Unique that he is not like most guys. Then Ronnie had a laser stare at the doorman when he came inside. Kanan still trying to find his hustle, so he pitched his plan to Paul. Paul was confused, so Kanan tried to explain that he wanted them to go into business together. Paul reminded Kanan that he was in high school, but Kanan told him that he still knows how to get paid. Kanan explained that he's got the connect and Paul has the companies. They would move weed around the city. Kanan would pay Paul and his guys would make double what they're currently making. Paul needed time to think about the deal. Kanan told him not to take too long. The next knock at Lulu's door was Jukebox. She reminded him that the last time that she worked with Lou on the music, Lou treated her poorly and stole her song. Lou gave Jukebox his condolences for the loss of her mother. Then he apologized for the last time that they worked on music together, and Lou accepted total blame for hurting Jukebox. Juke told Lou that she was sorry about Lou losing Zizza. After the apologies were made, Juke told Lou about the upcoming audition, and she had not decided to do it yet. But if she decided, she wanted Lulu's help. Lou was all in. Adina had a talk with the captain, who wanted to make sure that she was all right after losing Burke. As Adina began to mention Shannon, she was stopped abruptly by the captain, who told her that speaking Burke's name out loud was practically a felony. He continued to say that with Burke's inappropriate relationships with minors, etc., the captain told Adina to let Burke rest in peace for her sake and Adina's sake. Then the captain walked away from her. By now, it's clear that Paul took Kanan up on his offer, and they both seem to be prospering. It appears that Kanan is well on his way to becoming his own boss. Uncle Lulu and Jukebox are doing what they love the most, music, and they're doing it together. Only in the Power universe will you find a mob boss who set out to kill Marvin for a debt owed for the death of his own son. The mob boss, Sal Baselli, was gunned down by that same Marvin, at close range, I might add. The hit was blessed by the other families, giving Marvin that much more freedom. After all, that same Marvin who gunned down Sal recently patched up a hole to his side from an order by Sal. This becomes more personal for Marvin because he watched his daughter grieve the loss of her mother, and Marvin himself grieved the loss of his ex-wife, all by the order of Sal. Very easily, this was Marvin's kill. Stay tuned for the next episode, and as always, subscribe, like, and drop your comments in the comment box. I'm out.